Hello dear subscribers. In the last video I showed you guys how to create users. If you want to check that video out, look at the link that pops up above here, and you will gladly learn how to create users. Our focus today will be on adding users to groups and assigning group permissions. So I'm gonna get started. So I'll go back to my group. So on the development team, I'll just choose the development team and then come to users. Now you can see we have 0 users. So I'll click on add users and then refresh here to get a number of users. Now as you can see we have 1 user. So I'll click on Jane and then add user to the group. So Jane has been added to this group, the development team. So after you add Jane to the development team, you now need to specify some permissions. Maybe you want the development team to be able to launch EC2 instances for their development work, So I'll go to permissions. On the permissions policies, you can see there's 0 for now. I'm going to click on add permissions and then attach permissions. This page comes up and then I'll come and search for permissions here. I'll type EC2 because we want them to be able to launch EC2 instances and press enter. So this will display to me all results with EC2 in them because this is a filter I just applied. I want Jane and other members in the development team to be able to launch EC2 instances whenever they need them. I will have to give them this permission, Amazon EC2 full access. You see this permission, what it does, if you just click on this plus icon, you'll get a drop down of a JSON file. This is a file that has been JSON formatted. You can see a JSON format of all the permissions that you will be assigning to this group. So be cautious, and if you want to maybe have more granularity, you can choose not to give the full access, because let's say for example you wanted to give them maybe read-only access. You can see this is Amazon read-only access, so you can choose this as opposed to full access. So it depends on what permissions you want to give them really. So I'll give them the EC2 full access and then scroll all the way down and add permissions. So policies were attached to this user group. As you can see now, the development team is able to launch EC2 instances because I've given them the full access. So guys, that's how you create users and groups. And before I finish up, I'll just show you how to log in. So I'll go back to users. So this is the user Jane. The user Jane, I'll just go to the security credentials and then come and copy her console link. After I've copied the console link to Jane's account, I'll just come and open a new incognito window and paste it in. It will take some time to load, and then I'll be presented with this page to sign in as an IAM user. So I'm going to put the IAM user as Jane, and then the password for Jane is, okay, so now I'll sign in. So as you can see, Jane has been signed in and we are into the account. So now that Jane has been signed in, let's see what permissions they've got. So we go to EC2. We can see that when we go to EC2, it doesn't bring up any errors, okay? Now, let me show you a difference. Go to S3. If you just type S3 on the search bar and open it in a new tab, you will find out that, let me try to create a bucket. So I'll name the bucket as just something random. And then I won't change anything else, and then I'll choose create bucket. As you can see, there's a response here, failed to create bucket. So to create a bucket, S3 create bucket permissions are required. So if you go to EC2 and try to create an instance, maybe call it something random, an AMI, you guys know all this. I'll proceed without a key pair, but then an instance type, I'll choose T3 micro, proceed without a key pair. I'll put everything else as default and then launch the instance. You can see the instance has launched successfully. This is the instance I just launched. It's running, so it's initializing right now. So these users have the permissions to run EC2 instances, but they don't have permissions to create S3 buckets. So you'll have to explicitly give them permissions on the root user account that they can use to access all that. That's it about creating users and groups. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Click on that subscribe button. Adios.